So I'm just going to kind of give like a brief summary of what happened this week and where we're at with medical care, and then I'm going to let the neurology team show you guys some of the MRI imaging. So I think this week, as you guys have heard and we've talked about, what our main concern for Colin right now is the degree of his brain injury. The majority of this week, our care has just been centered around trying to prevent him further injury to his brain and protect his brain in this time when there's a lot of swelling. So that's what our therapies have been about this week. So earlier in the week, we were obviously treating some of those higher ICP numbers that we saw. And in the last day or so, when we saw that those numbers had stabilized, we have moved forward with getting out that ICP monitor and getting an MRI. So at this point, we're kind of starting to de-escalate some of the major medical things we're doing and move a little out of that phase where we're monitoring ICP and treating blood pressure and things like that to kind of see where we're at otherwise.
Before I show you the MRI, I just want to let you know that irrespective of having an MRI, this is one of the times that I use the word catastrophic injury to the brain. This is as close as anyone can get to dying from an accident, okay? So he's alive, and that by itself is already a miracle, okay? But I use the word catastrophic because irrespective of what the MRI is going to show me, he already has signs on his physical exam and everything that Dr. Prentice mentioned too already tells me this is very, very bad. And I want to say that any better is, I don't want to sugarcoat anything to you guys. This is bad, as bad as it gets. He doesn't have response on his pupils. He has a gag reflex, which is when you eat something, you try to vomit something. And he has corneal reflexes still present, but the fact that his pupils are unreactive is already a bad sign. Okay. Today, different than yesterday, he doesn't seem to be responding much to painful stimulation. So if we apply pressure, we like to see at least some ability of him either moving to painful stimulation or reacting to painful stimulation, but he's doing very little of that today. And I know that he's had his ups and downs over the past week or so. But those are signs of something catastrophic happening in someone's brain. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you the MRI. So what I'm showing you here is a picture from top to bottom. So the nose will be here where the arrow is. This is the back of the head. And this is the right side of the brain, even though it's on your left-hand side. And this is the left side of the brain. Everything that you see there in white is bad.
Oh my God.
Bad in the sense that right now it's inflamed, but that part of the brain is going to die away. This is unfortunate. There's no way for the brain to recover from something like this. So his brain cells are what we call in a transition phase, where they are inflamed, and they're probably just the brain itself, the body's going to reabsorb those cells, and holes are going to form in his brain where they used to be brain. Okay. So the right side of the brain is taking the biggest hit, and that's probably the worst side that's affected. And you can see that is the front, the middle, and the back is all affected. This part over here is the temporal lobe. It's pretty much all of its entirety. Maybe this portion over here that's not affected. But I would say the right side of the brain is at least 75% affected, meaning that a lot of that brain is going to go away and die. The middle portions of the brain, which are these deeper structures of the brain, those are in charge of very fine activity of movements, so that's lost. The bridge that connects both sides of the brain, here on the back and here on the front, is also affected, which means that the left side and the right side of the brain are probably not going to talk to each other like it's supposed to do. You need that, for example, for language. You need that to have coordination of movements, and that's affected. And that's the right side of the brain. The left side is also very affected. Also, you can see this area. This is the left side of the brain. You can see that area there in white. Almost the entire top of his left side of the brain is affected. As we go further down in his brain, you can see similar deep structures that are also affected, in addition to the front. And the front part is primarily the function is language, expressive language. And so I know that his language is going to be affected, and his motor abilities are going to be affected, meaning the ability to walk, move arms, move legs, move fingers, all of that is going to be affected. All of that goes along with what we already know. So this information to us is helpful, but we already sort of knew based on what Dr. Prentice and myself have seen Colin for the past few days. I know this is a lot of information, and I know this, but I want to emphasize the word catastrophic, okay? Because we're doing a lot of things for him to keep him going, but he's not going to come out of this the same Colin as he used to be, okay? He's going to be severely affected.
So what you're saying is, we have decisions to make?
Yes.
I'm so sorry, buddy. I couldn't do it for you.